Okay, Misha, we talked about various aspects of the protocol, and today we're going to talk about the single point of attention, specifically about the heart, because we've only got one heart, whereas we have two of most of the other organs, but we've got one heart, and therefore is vital. Without a well-functioning heart, we cannot really optimize the rest of our health. But we're going to talk about the processes to improve the general well-being and functionality of our heart, and how we can use the single point of attention to have influence on things such as resting heartbeat or recovery from exertion and things like this. So, Misha, tell us a bit about this. How can we do this? How can we optimize heart function through the single point of attention?
Well, we have very often we are when we do physical exercise, we are told that we have to push our pulse as high as possible.
Okay.
So we start with a little paradox.
Yep.
And the paradox is that our trainers want us to push our pulse rate as high as possible. Okay?
Yep.
And instead of doing moderate exercise. And it also connects very much with the culture of performing on time.
Goal-orientated. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's also have many points that are intersecting or interdependent with what we call also another paradox. What do you want? You want health, or do you want being fit for something? So fitness versus health. There's a lot of different areas that we can talk about there. A lot of different related points. So let's start with saying that the heart is a muscle, and as every muscle, it has its resource.
Yep.
And the resource of the heart is can end, and that's what is basically a natural death. Natural death is when we are dying because the resource of our heart is ended. The fibers that are contracting, that are pushing and releasing the chambers of the heart, and they have the resource. And the number of contractions is between 1 and 2 billions a life. And so the scientists, they say actually that it's about 1.6 billion. Okay? So because the number of contractions is
limited.
It's limited, exactly. No. So we should think in a little bit different way. And there's many things when we work with human physiology, it requires a paradigm shift. You see?
Yeah.
The heart is very, very central organ. And many of us, many people die of cardiovascular disease because they do something, they let their heart do something. The heart, because it's not in the good condition. It's not able to tolerate, and that's also another aspect of it. That's the loss of sensitivity. We're not listening to our body. So we are prone to cross the borders
Yeah.
of what is possible for our body. That's why we get very sick. We get injuries, and we got lifestyle disease.
Okay.
Because we cross these lines too many times. And with cardiovascular disease, it's very, very problematic, because if the heart muscle doesn't get enough oxygen, we have problems, and we can even die of it. Okay. So when we connect the performance of a muscle, of a heart as a muscle, with the mental side, and we're talking with one point of attention, that's actually, we've been talking about breathing in the week 1 of the course, right? And then week 1 or 3, or week 2 or 3, I don't remember, we've been talking about single point of attention. Okay, already. And that's like very, very physiological. The other one is like a mental, and it's hard to fathom, really, how physiological is it. But it's very, very much physiological, because when we're talking single point of attention, we're actually talking about oxygenation of heart muscle. Because when we relax, when we train focus in one point, we're always connected with diminished breathing, right?
Right.
And when we connected with diminished breathing, so what's happening is that we optimize the leverage of oxygen to the heart muscle.
Okay.
When we relax, when we focus in the higher point, single point, we diminish breathing, related to the given level of exercise or physical, how do you call it? Physical load.
Yep.
Okay. And that's a very, very good way of training the heart, other than pushing it
that way. Yeah.
That way.
Yeah.
Because that's rough. That's very unsensitive to do. Just to get this, this idea from the trainer. Just push your heart. Just push your heart as hard as you can manage.
You see, there's a bit of a mistaken idea that the heart, like, I mean, if you think you want to build up a muscle like your biceps muscle, then you train it for hypertrophy. You train it to get bigger.
Yeah.
But you can't do that with the heart muscle. You can't make the muscles bigger. They're not that sort of muscle, are they? You can't. In fact, if you had a hypertrophied heart, you'd actually be in trouble, I think, medically.
Exactly. That's what's called athlete's heart.
Yeah.
The hypertrophied heart. But you see, when we're talking about performance, maximizing performance of the heart, it's not really heart muscle that is only that is optimized. It's actually the whole process of systemic process of how oxygen is used for energy by the whole system is optimized. Okay, when you train the heart muscle by pushing the heart to the limit, you get hypertrophy of the heart muscle, and that's a very, very problematic thing, especially when the athletes stop their career.
Oh, I've seen that. So many people with heart problems.
Yes, they are get like handicapped.
Yeah, they have an enlarged heart, as they call it.
Enlarged heart, yeah. So, which is, and the heart muscle lose its elasticity.
Yeah.
The chambers use elasticity.
And the valves get leaky,
Exactly. So that's horrible thing. That's horrible thing. And that's why we really need to understand, how do we train heart using our brains? So in the way, using our brains, meaning that we do it with we do it in a wise way, right? Okay.
Yep.
And we can also actually train your heart using our brains by shifting the point of focus, and that's also going something called goal-oriented way of working, and the process-oriented way of working. And there's a lot of very interesting aspects of it, like mental aspects of it, psychological aspects of it. What do we actually, it's like, Simon Sinek, is a very, very interesting guy. He's working with personal development, and he made something called the Golden Circle. I will write his name here. Simon Sinek. Golden Circle. Okay, and this Golden Circle is about prioritizing a certain kind of a question in your personal development. It's like, for example, what kind of question they normally are working with answering. This question is what? What do they do? What kind of exercise is the right one to do? Okay? But there's actually a deeper level yet. So if you imagine the circle, the big circle, so the outer question, that's a kind of a shell, okay, of a circle. And that's, what are you doing? What kind of exercise are you doing? But the deeper to the kernel of this golden circle is another question that is called how are you doing? And this is a very, very crucial thing, because if you really understand the small aspects of training, and that where you're getting really wiser, you can use the information you get, and that's what you're doing. And when you use information, what to do with your experience, you start understanding very, very tiny, small, minuscule details, aspects of what are you doing. And that's how are you doing. That's an experience. Okay? But there's also another third question. It's a kernel. It's why you're doing this. And we have to always start with answering this question. So when we are, for example, working, oh man, I have to turn this out. Just a second. I will turn this program off, please. That's about, what are we doing? Are we doing for to reach the goals? Are we doing to have greater time to enjoy our movement? Or do we doing it to because we have some plans about longevity? We want to invest in our life, or we want to reverse the bad health into good health. That's the why question, and that's a very, very strong driver. Okay.
Yeah.
So just let me. It's just a second. And this question is very, very crucial to answer. And that's about the heart again. So we're coming back from where we started. What are you doing? Why are you having problems with your heart? And what are you trying to get better? You're you want to reach high pulse, and you think that it's better for your performance. You want to prove something for someone.
Yeah.
Could be your friend that has a maybe good health or good athletic performance. You want to prove something.
Yeah.
Or what is driving you? What is your biggest driver? Is it for the training of the heart? Or do you have bad health? You want to really improve your health. And that's a very, very, very big difference. You have to, I love this word. It's called paradigm shift.
Yeah.
That's some kind of a problem seen with a big perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is a paradigm? How would you say, what is a paradigm, Steve?
What is a paradigm? It's a set of thoughts, a set of beliefs that are sort of apparently self-evident that that's the way it is. To make a paradigm shift, you have to change your mindset. You have to change the rules, as it were, to take on a different mindset.
Yeah. So it's something about. It's not just about what exercise to do, and it's neither it is how to do it. It's also why you do it. So all the system of thoughts of seeing yourself in some special circumstances you are in your life circumstances. You have to understand what do you want. Okay, so when we train a single point of attention, and that's we start our course talking about oxygenation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we are talking about how to train, basically.
Mm-hmm.
How to train is where are you
Mm-hmm.
when you're training? You know what to do. That's the if we are talking about Simon Sinek's golden circle, we know what to do. That's a technique, right? But then where do we do that from? That's how we do. Because if we just do the number of repetitions without really sensing the body, our trainer told us we need to make 20 repetitions today, and we need to make it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But the body resources are very, very different from day to day.
Yeah.
If you are low on energy, or if you are telling you, for example, something about the fibers somewhere are not in good shape after some kind of something that happened today.
Yeah.
And you are doing the 20 because your yoga teacher told you that you're getting stronger through tolerating pain, for example. You heard things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Pain, no gain. No pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain, yeah. So what you do, you like bulldoze.
You go through the pain barrier.
You go through the pain barrier, and what results? You are not in your center. You are not centered. You don't sense the signals of your body.
You've gone over the edge.
You go over the edge, and you get an injury.
Oh yeah.
When you get this injury in the heart, it can be lethal.
Could be fatal. Yeah.
It could be fatal, and that's what we call that's the sudden athlete death, SAD. And sudden athlete death, it's not something that's just happening with athletes. People that are crossing the barriers just biking on a bad day, they can, if they don't listen to their heart, and they have a tradition of not listening. So one day crossing this barrier could be lethal. So you'd better listen to week 3 in our course, where we're talking about single point of attention. And that's a very, very strong technique that was taught by samurai, by martial artists already for many centuries ago. That's an old samurai legacy, but they used it actually to train their resilience, the resilience of the heart muscle, the mental resilience, because the resilience of the heart muscle, that's a very big part of physical resilience, right? Okay?
Yeah.
What kind of movement can your heart support? Because we cannot move faster than our blood can pump. And that's the many different systems in our body.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the cardiovascular system that is transporting the oxygen.
Yeah.
That's the contraction of the heart muscles, many different things. But also the mental power and the mental strength. So that's what we are working with in our course.
But the thing is that we are under the impression that our heart is, from a physical point of view, it's beyond our control. It's a pump. It's an organ that seems to respond to stress. It seems to respond to situations. It responds to emotions. Yeah. If you see a pretty girl or a nice man, if you're a woman, and then you get this feeling your heart beats more. If you're suddenly asked to speak at a meeting, when all the focus goes on you, suddenly your heart beats more, and you kind of got the idea that well, that's my body. Here's my head. I've got no control over this. That's the idea you get. That's no one tells you any differently until now, of course.
Exactly, and that's also how we connect with stress, and that's how we get chronic stress, and that's also how we can reverse the whole situation. Because chronic stress, you cannot change the world around you. Not like that.
That's true.
This stress, if you are getting chronic stress from something outside of your body, that's there to stay. Okay? So the only thing you can change is how you respond to stress. And if somebody's telling you that you can respond to stress by swapping bad thoughts about yourself with good thoughts about yourself, that's bullshit, basically. Because in the real stress situation, it doesn't work. It's not strong enough. Believe me, I've been working with people that have been told things like that. People was sick with chronic stress, with depression, and this didn't work. So we've been working with psychophysiological stress management, and that's what we are doing by training the anti-stress resilience as a muscle, as we would train the muscle. So we, so we trigger the same training system that's called hormesis effect, hormetics. That's how you, how your muscle and your brain cooperates in where do you want to leverage protein, what site, where. So in the muscle that you train every day, the hormetic effect means that the brain starts helping you in the process of changing this muscle that you're using every day to the better. That's completely the same thing with training, with physiological training of stress-related aspects.
Okay, so it can be trained through hormesis. Interesting.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So, guys, we want you to be active. We want you to ask questions. We want you to send the questions during the week. And we just started for several weeks ago. That's a new course, and we really enjoy that there's subscriptions. This is an open session that is made especially for people that are on our course. We have both athletic course for athletic performance, and we have at 6 o'clock CET, we have the questions for the people from athletic performance. At 7 o'clock, CET every Monday. We have the session for people that are working with health, reversing bad health, working with longevity. How do we call it, the course? Remember?
Lifesaver.
A lifesaver.
Yeah,
exactly.
the Lifesaver course.
Investment in your life. And it's an open episode. This is episode 7. So all the episode, if you are not able to attend, then you can see the replay on our site, sakharoff.com. You go under question and answers, and then look under the course. And it's also open because I see there's somebody maybe that is not on our course that are joined. So people, please, you can take the seat. It's open seat. Or you can ask the questions on the live chat. So we are ready, 100% to answer your questions. And when you ask questions, there's no bad questions, no stupid questions. Remember that you do it for yourself. You also do it for other people because you inspire other people through your questions. So all of us, we are getting wiser. So please, guys, let's to this blab right now. Ask your questions, or we're gonna stop in some minutes because we had actually very good questions on the athletic course.
Oh, we did.
Guys, they're really inquisitive and they are asking every day on Twitter. There's a lot of questions, and it's very interesting because the athletes, they're really they want to. Yeah, exactly, going for this.
Okay.
So,
well, okay. Misha, I've got something that I think that people joining the course might think about is that there's so much on this course which points out the paradoxes and requires a paradigm shift. For example, we are told that cardiovascular disease, heart disease, is still the biggest killer. Although the figures are getting better, I believe the figures are getting better because there's less people smoking in the Western world. I think smoking has been a major problem. But still, we are told that our heart is a muscle, and if we don't exercise it, we are going to have problems with the blood vessels that supply the heart with energy, with oxygen. And that one of the big problems is cholesterol and plaque, and it's very hard. It's very difficult when you've been fed with 30, 40 years of, if you like, propaganda, or at least the voice of medical convention, to suddenly take on a new paradigm and be told that basically that is just simply not true, and we have to adopt another paradigm. So what is your thoughts on that? What is your thoughts on how the best way to just have an open mind? Do we just try it and see? Because the heart, it's a lot to put at risk.
Well, there's two things that what I used to say, that we lack sensitivity. We overhear the signals. We we forget where the borders are. We cross the borders all too often. And the first thing, we don't understand physiology because there's so many different things people are saying, and they don't really see it in the big perspective. How breathing, what kind of movement is good for the heart, what kind of breathing is good for the heart, what kind of diet is good for the heart, how all of the things connecting together, how do we train the mental state together with the athletic resilience, which is physical resilience and heart resilience, all of those things seen in the system. That's what we need to understand how it interconnects and interdepends all of these aspects. And that's what we do on the course. It's 50 weeks course. And you know what? There's no magic pills. There's no shortcuts. You have to build the strong process. There's no way to learn it. Well, you can get the information about it. It will never be implemented in your experience. It will never be implemented in your muscle. It will never be implemented in your life. And that's what it is about. That's the difference. So we have to train sensitivity at the same time as we train understanding of physiology and the different aspects of physiology, how they are connected together.
Okay. So Misha,
okay. Let us stop for today because it was a lot of very good, very interesting aspects of this. But and hope next time people are asking questions, are inquisitive.
I'm sure they will be more and more.
Exactly, are not afraid to ask stupid questions, because all of us, when we start training something, we have questions, but we are very often afraid to ask them because people maybe would think that's a stupid question. Guys,
there's no stupid
questions.
Don't
do this. No stupid questions. Help us, help each other, help yourself. Please.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of it also is that that people listening, hearing terms, and they're a little bit scared that they should be up to speed on physiology. Well, you can't be up to speed on physiology unless you've got a teacher to explain the point. So never feel embarrassed or that you lack knowledge. You're here to gain knowledge, which you'll be able to put into good use to hopefully give you, well, not hopefully, but it will give you a better lifestyle, and you will definitely feel the benefits. But it is a process, and there are no stupid people on the course. There's no academic level you should reach. You just have to have an open mind and open ears, and just follow this nice and easy, small steps, and you will enjoy the journey.
Exactly. So, and you cannot make a real change without asking questions, because if you're just listening to the videos and you're doing things that we are sending you every week, that's a very, very good idea. But you have to answer questions. The whole idea with this course, that's interactive.
Yeah.
It's not just a video course. It's a course with built-in interaction. And that's not because I want to talk or Steve are sitting here to moderate and just he knows all the questions, many of them. He's practicing every day, and we're working every day on this. So please, guys, remember, ask questions, be inquisitive. If you cannot attend this blab, send your questions during the
week. Yep.
Okay, and then see the replay.
Yep.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Thank you very much for joining.
Yep. Thank you, Misha.
And this replay is coming on site under question and answers under the health course. So see you next week, next Monday, 7 o'clock CET.
Yep. Bye for now.